Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. So I live in the northern half of the United States and it is currently February, which means it is cold, it is getting dark pretty early in the evening, and I've exhausted a lot of my usual winter activities and the holidays are done. So February tends to be a quiet month and also a month where, I don't know, winter's starting to drag on at this point. But that makes very good reading weather. So I decided to embrace the February weather, embrace the coldness, embrace the staying indoors, oh hello little kitty, and get a bunch of books and get some reading done. So today I'm going to be reviewing my library haul for February 2023, and hopefully I'm going to get through all of these in a reasonable pace. If any of these books that I'm going to show today sound interesting, please stay tuned because I will be reviewing them on my channel. And if you have anything to recommend, please let me know down in the comments. I love taking recommendations. One of the books I'm going to talk about was actually a recommendation from a comment, so I love to hear it, and I will do everything in my power to give the books that you suggest a read. So I got a lot. Here's part one of the haul. Here is part two of the haul that's just a lot bigger, so harder to hold up all at once. But yeah, let's just dive in. So I'm going to let's start with the things that I would call comics slash manga. So I have 4 books in the same series. I have volumes 17, 18, 20, and 22 of Haikyuu. Now I know I'm missing some. Volume 19 was not at on the shelf when I went to the library, so I'm going to have to go back to get volume 19 and 21. Volumes 20 and 22 I ordered from other libraries outside my library system, and they haven't sent me 21 yet, so that will be coming separately. But theoretically, I'm going to read 17, 18, 19, which is missing, 20, 21, 22. Haikyuu is the sports manga that I've been reading, and I've been really enjoying this series. Now would probably be a good time to add that I plan on reading and reviewing a ton of manga in March. I'm going to try to devote March to reading manga, catching up on manga, trying new series or series that have been sitting on my lists for a while. So if you are interested in manga, stay tuned for March because I'm going to have a lot of reviews, and that's probably when I'll schedule the reviews for this next chunk of Haikyuu. But I'm loving this series. I'm pretty far in it, as you can tell by the volume numbers, but I'm excited to see where the series goes. And with Haikyuu, I've learned that it's important to make sure you have lots of the series out at one time because the end of the volume will sometimes be in the middle of a game. So that's Haikyuu. On the same track, we have volume 2 of Cat Plus Gamer. So my library just purchased this. It was purchased in January 2023, and I was the first person in line. As soon as I saw that they had entered it in their online system, I placed a hold. So I will be the first one in my library system reading volume 2, and I'm excited to see where this series goes. Volume 1 was about a girl or a woman who adopted a cat, and I just think the cat is so sweet and kind of looks like my cat, whose name is Cow, who of course is nowhere near the camera right now. But otherwise I would show you it. I feel like her face just looks just like my cat, so I think she's cute. The next 2 are, I believe, based off a web comic, if I read the back of this book correctly. Based on the hit fantasy novel Experience the Web Comics that's captured the attention of millions. Now that is Solo Leveling 1 and 2. I don't actually know anything about it, but I just saw it on the shelf and thought it looked interesting, so I'm going to be giving this a try. I saw that they had 1 and 2 on the shelf, so I just decided to grab both. In case I like one, I'll have 2 ready to go right away. So that's it for that category. We have quite a big chunk, but this should take me a very short amount of time to read just by the nature of the books. I'll set these here. Next up, we have a nonfiction book, The Wolf Age, the Vikings, the Anglo-Saxons, and the Battle for the North Sea Empire. So this one I just got because I like reading about like ancient, early medieval Europe. I just find it interesting. So this just seemed to slot in with some of the other things that I've read, and I'm excited to read it. Plus I kind of like the look of the cover. It looks kind of, I don't know, cool. So I'm going to read this. It says it is a translation, which makes me wonder what the original language this was written in. The person who wrote it is Torre Sky. I don't know where they are from, but it does say on the back that this is a translation. So this might not have originally been in English, or I assume it wasn't. The next one I'm reading is by Robert Silverberg. So this was actually a suggestion from a reader in the comments who suggested that I read The Man in the Maze, which is what this book is. I read a different one by Robert Silverberg, I believe it was Hawksbill Station, as part of my Hugo Award winners and runner-up challenge. So I kind of liked that one, and the person in the comments suggested I read The Man in the Maze, and I decided to give it a read. So I'm interested in seeing what this one's about. I know nothing about it other than the fact that it was recommended. So I will be reading this and seeing how I like it. So stay tuned, and to whoever recommended this to me, thank you, and I did get it. Next up, we have The Big Bang of Numbers, How to Build the Universe Using Only Math by Manal Suri. So I'm not really sure what to expect of this, but it seemed like a colorful and fun book. It's about math, that much I can be certain, and I do enjoy reading about math, learning about math, knowing about math. So The Big Bang of Numbers should be an interesting read for me. I don't expect it to be a heavy read, I just expect it to be kind of interesting. So yeah, excited to see what this is about, and excited to see what the author's take on the subject is. Finally, I have 2 more art books. I love looking at books of art. I don't know how else to describe it. I just find it very interesting and fun, and fortunately, my library has a very large selection of art books, so I am fortunate in that regard. The first book I got is kind of building off the books I've been reading lately about Japanese woodblock printing. Particularly, this book is about Hokusai, Hokusai. He was the artist behind The Great Wave, the art piece, the woodblock print that we all know and recognize. I read another book by him and I really enjoyed it, or not by him, a book that was showcasing his works, and I really enjoyed it, so I've decided to read a second one that is also just showcasing some of his works. I assume this book will have a slightly different selection than the previous book, but some of them, like, I know I've seen this one before, but I'm not going to be mad about seeing some of these cool woodblock prints again, and I'm excited to see which ones are selected and the themes that are selected in this one. This is just, it says the Metropolitan Museum of Art Bulletin, Hokusai. So I don't know if this was a collection that was shown there or what is the meaning behind this collection, but I'm excited to read it and look through it and see what I learn from this one. Finally, we have Water Views, Rivers, Lakes, Oceans by David Ondaatje, or Ondaatje. I'm not sure how to say it. It looks very much like a Dutch name, I feel like. But let me see. Doesn't say he's Dutch, originally from Canada. Okay. This is just a book on photography, particularly focusing on water, but I am excited. I kind of perused the book while standing in the news section at my library, and it did seem very interesting. So here's a cool shot. I'm excited to read it. I'm excited to look at the pictures. I just think it's going to be really pretty. I feel like as humans, we have a natural draw to water. It's required for the continuation of our lives. So it does make sense that we would have a natural draw to water. And I find that I have a natural draw to water. So I'm going to be interested in seeing his particular photography style. I'm interested in seeing what he photographs. And yeah, I'm really excited to see all the pictures in this book. So this will be a fun book to sit down and read and go through. It's suitably big, so it should have plenty to keep me occupied, and I will let you know how I feel about it. So yeah, lots of books, but a lot of them are these shorter format ones that shouldn't take me so long to read. Again, I should be reviewing a lot of my, particularly manga, in March. That's kind of the game plan here, is reviewing some of the stuff in March, but I have plenty of regular stuff to keep me busy. I'm going to try to hold all of these up so you can see exactly how much I've got now, exactly how crazy I am. Ooh, quite a bit. But yes, this is my collection. This is what I'll be reading. If this seems interesting, if any of these seem interesting to you, stay tuned for my review. Otherwise, I encourage you to leave your recommendations in the comments. I love to hear it. And thank you so much for taking time to watch this video. I really appreciate it. I hope you have a great rest of your day and stay warm. Thank you.